Shalom. All right, Shalom. Real Hebrew Israelites coming in week in, week out. Prophets of the downfall of America society. Starting off with you all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Shai by Hashem, Chakodash. Yahweh is the truly powerful name of the real ignorant because God. Yahweh Shai is the truly powerful name of the real ignorant because Jesus. By Hashem in the name of Chakodash, Holy Spirit. Literally translate Spirit Holy. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles that wisdom who will teach well and being great as them to our young brothers. Peace and blessed to our full heckler with our part of that number. This is gonna be another history lesson. I'm on my lunch break right now. It says seven things you may not know about Geronimo. You know, now this guy Geronimo. All right, they get Captain America from. You know, they had a picture. He had a shield. You know, and you know that's where they get Captain America from, man. All right, cause you know, to be not a movie star. It's 555. The spirit called all y'all about my shot. Now, what's that? To be a director of a movie, you must know the Bible, man. All right. Why you think they get all these superhero movies from? The scriptures, man. You know. Now. This guy Geronimo. They said he used to dodge bullets, man. You know. Run fast as hell. You know, like a horse, man. All right. They said the Gadites. You know, because that Gadites was eating, fresh from the ground, man. You know. Good for good food. You know, everything's polluted now. All right, they said the Gadites used to play lacrosse in like a 1 mile field, man. Hey, that shit is mighty. you know, but I'm gonna skip to the point. All right, it says Geronimo's followers credit him with supernatural powers, man. You know. Let me go to Genesis 49 real quick. Genesis 49. All right. It says Geronimo's followers credit him with supernatural powers. While he often exerted considerable influence over the Apaches, Geronimo was never a tribal chief. Among the Chiricahua, Salaki, can't say that right. He was better known for his skill as a shaman. Or shaman, that's a Hebrew name. Shaman. We got a brother in our camp named Shaman. Alright. But or a medicine man. Those who call Geronimo credit him with a variety of supernatural powers, including the ability to heal the sick. Now I don't know if it's true. Never heard of that. Slow time, well you can't do that, but you know what I'm saying? When you fast, you make everybody else look slow around you, you know? Hey, and who knows, the Lord could have gave him a little bit of spiritual powers. You know what I'm saying? But ability to heal the sick, slow time, avoid bullets. And this is true, man. All right, the Gadites would literally avoid bullets, man. All right, Gad and Reuben was fucking Esau up, man. When it come to guerrilla warfare and hand-to-hand combat, man, they had to. It was prophecy that they had to go down on. So the Lord put the spirit on Esau, or if you go back in history, called the Gatling gun. And they was mowing Gad and Reuben down, man, with this gun. Hey, because Gad and Reuben was fucking Esau up, man, giving them the straight beat down. And Reuben was the only tribe to not surrender, man, to this day. And Esau was a crafty devil, of course. He killed about 800 buffalo, to starve out the Gadites and Reubenites. But, and broke like 500 plus peace treaties. Slow time, avoid bullets, bring on rainstorms, and even witness events over great distances. In one incident described by Apache Jason Betzinez, a few warriors were sitting around a campfire during a raiding expedition when Geronimo suddenly had a prenomination. Let me get this word, prenomination. Foreboding, intuition, feeling, hunch, that U.S. troops had attacked their base camp. After arriving at the site several days later, they found that Geronimo's vision had been correct. The American had already captured the encampment. I cannot explain to this. It's a lot. To this day, Betzinez later wrote, "But I was there and I was there and I saw it, man." All right. Is it nearly a quarter of the U.S. Army took part in the final hunt for Geronimo, man. For one man. On May 17, 1855, Geronimo and some 135 Apache men, women, and children took flight from their reservations for the final time. The famed warrior was then in his 60s. but he remained as determined as ever, often pushing his group to cover as many as 70 miles per day to avoid American cavalry and Apache scouts on their trail. Over the next several months, Geronimo's fugitive raided countless Mexican American settlements, killing several civilians. They nearly surrendered in March 1886, but Geronimo and 40 followers reneged under agreement on the last minute, escaped under cover darkness. Soon, the Indians were pursued by 5,000 U.S. soldiers, nearly a quarter of the standing army, as well as some 3,000 Mexicans. Having an evil eye towards your brother. Geronimo was able to elude both forces for over 5 months, man. But by August, he and his followers had grown weary of life on the run. On September 4, 1886, he finally gave himself up to General Nelson Malcolm at Skeleton Canyon, Arizona, and laying down his arms, he became the last Indian leader to formally surrender to the United States Army. That's Gad, but Reuben didn't surrender. All right. Let's get it. It says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might. Okay, the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and excellence of power, man. Unstable as water, all right. Reuben, unstable. They always moving around. Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, thou defilest thou if he then defilest thou it, he went up to my couch. All right. So let me get the Gad. Verse 8, I'm gonna start at verse 18. I have waited for thy salvation, O Yahweh. Gad. All right, a troop shall overcome thee, and Gad means troop. All right, and that troop was the cavalry, man. All right, the American cavalry shall overcome it, but he shall overcome at last, man. Okay. And again, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last, right? So Gad gonna get that leg back, man. The whole 12 tribes is waking up, man. All right. Let me see. Yeah, after that they had Geronimo prisoner for some time. Let's see. He broke out of U.S. Indian reservations on 3 different occasions. 1840s and 1850s, Mexican-American War with the Gadsden Purchase placed the Chiriquahua Apache domain with the boundaries of expanding United States. Geronimo and the Apaches violently resisted the influx of white settlers, but following several years of war with the U.S. Army, they reluctantly negotiated peace. By 1876, most of the Chiriquahas had been shipped to San Carlos and Red and a hospitable reservation located in Arizona. Geronimo avoided the reservation until 1877 when he was captured by Indian agents. All right, it's always sellouts among our people. And brought to San Carlos in chains. He tried his hand at farming, but like many of the Chiriquahua, he longed for freedom of the frontier. Geronimo and his allies will eventually stage 3 escapes from the reservation between 1878 and 1885. Each time the renegades fled south and disappeared into the mountains, only resurfacing to conduct marauding expeditions on both sides of the U.S. and Mexican border. Let me get this word. Predatory. Okay, con. During his second breakout in 1882, Geronimo even staged a daring raid on an Apache reservation and forced several hundred Chiriquahua to join his band, right? Because Jake had an evil eye toward their brother, so all Gadites and Reubenite tribes wasn't together, man. You had just like you got gangs today, a certain type of the land belongs to this gang, same thing with certain type of land belongs to this tribe, and they would conquer each other, man, and go to war. All right, same thing with Reuben. All right, so they wasn't all together, man. That's why it was Esau. Well, it wasn't easy for Esau, but it made it easier for Esau to conquer them. All right, it says some of them at gunpoint. By the time of his final breakout in 1884, Geronimo had earned an unparalleled reputation for cunning, and stories of his ruthlessness, both real and imagined, were front page news across the United States. Let me see if there's anything else good. Trying to see the point where it said where he died. Slocky. Okay, this is going right here. Geronimo's most famous public appearance came on March 4, 1905, when he took part in President Theodore Roosevelt's inaugural parade in Washington, D.C. Flanked by 5 other Indian leaders, the elderly warrior rode a pony down Pennsylvania Avenue, eliciting cries of hooray for Geronimo from spectators. 5 days later, the Indians got a chance to speak to Roosevelt in person at the White House. Geronimo, still a prisoner of war, took the opportunity to plead with the president to send the Chiriquas back to their native lands in the West. I pray you to cut these ropes and make me free. And, Gad and Reuben, what the whole 12 tribes should know by now when the scriptures say never trust your enemy, man. Never, you know. He said by then nearly 20 years had passed since Geronimo surrendered, but Roosevelt turned down, because he's a devil, man, Out of fear that war would once break out, the Apaches returned home. The federal government wouldn't free the Chiriquas until 1913, 4 years after Geronimo's 1909 death from pneumonia. All right, so that's where it's at. But hopefully that was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Ba'ashim Gakodash, Shalom, and the Baba Ball.